Hey guys, welcome back. I've got a question for you. Do you still think it's possible to survive on planet Earth and thrive with one income? I want to talk about it. Let's get into it. Now I'm just sitting here with my tea today. I'm kind of chilling. I'm at a vacation home. It's been a gorgeous day. It's going to get up to 99 degrees today. Kind of crazy in northern Michigan. But I've been debating this topic for a little bit, and I was even debating posting this video, to be honest. Can you survive or thrive on a single income? That is the question we need to ponder. I know that the prices of housing has gone just ridiculous in general. I know that if you're just starting out in your 20s, you probably think it's not even possible by any means. But I think this is something you should at least strive for, okay? Now this is how I've lived my life, my entire adult life. Starting at the age of 22 is when I first got my first real job straight out of college. I was making $30,000 a year, living on my own, and I then started to make $40,000 after that, and then there on out, I continued to grow my career and make more and more. But I got married early. I got married at 22 years old, and my wife, she's a teacher, and she couldn't get a job right away. It took her I think 4 years maybe. She was substitute teaching, so we couldn't live on her income. And guess what? We have never decided to live on her income because teaching doesn't pay the bills. She started off, I think, making maybe $35,000 a year. And then right now, after 15 years, guys, she only makes around $60,000. 15 years after 5 years of education, she only makes $60K. Isn't that a shame, to be honest? And that's why I've never depended on a dual income for my mortgage or any of my debt, my car payments, anything like that, okay? And so that's why I think you should depend on one income when you go to get your mortgage, when you go to get your car loans, because it lowers your risk. If your spouse loses her job, you'll be all right, Or vice versa. If you lose your job, you might be able to swing your debt and your payments and your requirements for your life with that other person's income, okay? I know it's going to be difficult out there to find a needle in a haystack for a house, but that might be what you have to do to build wealth, because that second income that you're not using for the mortgage, you can invest that income, okay? Or you can help pay for the groceries, or maybe that trip you want to take, If you have that second income, use it for things you don't depend on, okay? Ancillary expenses, side investments. Maybe it's even a side project, maybe a house you're looking to flip. You can use that second income for that. And so these are the things we got to talk about now. Is it still possible today? I still think it is. It's going to be tight though, and it's going to be a lot harder to accomplish in general, because things have gone up so much. And I understand that. I think that, the reality is maybe you got to think of it as one income and a half now. Maybe you got to do it on 1.5 incomes. You got to base your life around. And maybe that other half of income can be used for investments or side hustles or whatever it is you want to do. But yeah, I don't know. That's just been my strategy the whole time. I've never even put my wife on any of these loans. She's on the deeds of my houses, but not any of the loans, because I just didn't want to depend on her income to get the financing I wanted to do. So it's worked out that way for us, and we're still doing it today. We did this in 2021. We made the move where I had to buy the house all on my income alone. Now, if I lost my job, it would be, a hardship. We'd have to live on her income, and maybe I'd have to sell some of my instruments, because I did go a little bit overboard on the house, but I think it was worth it. I think I could still probably find a job that's comparable to the pay I'm at today. But yeah, that's where I'm at. If I would have used my wife's income and mine, I could have, let's say, got approved for another $300,000 on a house, maybe even gotten approved for a house like this, and then I would have been overboard. Okay, if I would have lost my job, I'd foreclose in about 2 seconds, you know. And so that's the thing you got to be careful of, is just basing things on two incomes is dangerous, because all it takes is one person's job to be lost, and now, you know, you're in a tough place. You know, you might have to sell some assets, and it's gonna set you back. You know, I don't want that for you. So, you know, anyways, these are just some thoughts I had on, you know, basing your life around a single income, I think, is the way to go. Okay, it just lowers your risk, and then you can take bigger risks when it comes to investing in the stock market or doing a side flip, because guess what? You can foreclose on a side hustle, you know, on a flip of a house, you know, let it go. Yeah, you'll lose some money, but you won't lose where you live, you know. So that's the key, is to be safe where you live. You know, don't have to be repossessed on your cars, all that jazz. So anyways, you guys let me know what you think. Is it still possible today to live on a single income? I think it still is, but it's harder, no doubt. You know, it's not going to be the same as 20 years ago. I totally understand that, but I think you can do it. You got to find those diamond in the rough houses and live below your means. You know, no more Starbucks, no more fancy vacations, all that jazz. So anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and like and subscribe if you like the content, and take a look at my previous video if you could. And everyone, have a wonderful day. Thanks.